You're smart, you're motivated, you want to do something big. You're on the verge of being a young boss, and we're going to help you get there. I'm your host, Isabel Garino, and welcome to the Young Boss Podcast, where youth is your power. Today, I'm excited to introduce Justin Miller, owner and trainer at Premier Athletics in Mesa, Arizona. With a background in exercise science and kinesiology, Justin focuses his practice on rehabilitation, weight loss, postpartum weight loss, contest prep, and nutrition. Justin is also my trainer, and it's been amazing to watch his business grow over the years. Justin, welcome to the Young Boss Podcast.
Appreciate you.
Happy to have you here. So tell me a little bit about how you got started in the fitness industry.
I actually used to do construction.
Okay.
So I started with construction,
Yeah.
and I absolutely hated it.
Okay.
Like I couldn't stand it. And at the time I had just started working out. I had only been working out for probably maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And my uncle at the time, I lived with him, and he was like, hey, we should start working out together. So we started going to the gym together and whatnot. And I kind of just started training him.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you're really good at this. You should start training people.
Okay.
And at first I was like, no. So fast forward 6 months, I'm still doing construction. And I was just like, God, I hate this. I was miserable.
Okay.
I would get up at 5 a.m. I wouldn't get home till 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So finally I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try to get a job at this gym down the street from my house at the time. And I lived in Seattle at the time.
Yeah.
So I got a job there selling memberships.
Okay.
Just doing membership coordination,
Okay.
right? And after the membership coordinating, I was just like, I hate this. So I was like, I want to go back to training because I like training.
Yeah.
And then, so I kind of just fell into it.
Okay.
I didn't really actually have a passion for it.
Yeah.
And then after I started doing it, I was like, wow, I really like this. I decided I was going to go to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And obviously now you went as far as starting your own business.
I did.
So what made you make that switch?
I think, to be honest, because I've always worked for corporate gyms.
Okay.
I worked for F45, I worked for Crunch, I worked for LA Fitness.
Yeah.
And I think that it was just the way they would bring the types of styles of training. They wouldn't really give me any individuality, which I really liked. So after I had worked all these corporate gyms and I saw kind of what their models were and what they did, I was like, you know what? I can do way better than this. And so I developed my own brand.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of got into training on the side.
Right.
I was working at Crunch at the time.
Okay.
I was training on the side, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit, and I'm just going to throw all my eggs into one basket, and I'm just going to start my own business.
I love it.
So I did it. So I opened my own gym in 2018.
Awesome. So you started your own business 2018, and was that scary? What was that like to be hey, I'm going to burn the ships. I'm going full throttle.
I remember it was scary because I remember I was just I had pulled a small loan.
Okay.
And I didn't pull a loan from a bank, which was nice.
Okay.
I pulled a loan from kind of my stepfather.
Okay.
So he gave me $25,000.
Okay.
And I basically had to pinch every little penny just to make sure I had enough to get everything.
Yeah.
I had to buy turf. I had to buy rubber, flooring. I had to buy machines, plates, bars, everything.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I needed to find the location.
Right.
For the down payment for the rent and things like that. So it was kind of difficult managing all that money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a lot.
No.
And I wanted it to be nice. I didn't want some janky, tossed together, mismatched stuff. So I basically just saved that money and just was very selective about what I bought.
And is that the gym that we train at now?
That was the first gym I opened. Yeah.
Oh, so there's another one now.
Yeah, so I opened the first gym, and it was small. It was only about 3,200 square feet.
Okay.
It was pretty small. And I was there for 2.5 years.
Okay.
And then my clientele just blew up. I grew so quickly, I needed something bigger. So it was really nice to be able to leave that lease. I got out of the lease early.
Okay.
And then moved into the gym I'm in now.
Okay, which is quite bigger.
It's about 8,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So it's about triple what the other one was.
And you have great other spaces where you can have other people run little shops out of your gym.
So, yeah, because I didn't do really anything like that at the old one.
Yeah.
I only did just personal training, so I had other trainers that worked there.
Yeah.
But I didn't offer any sort of rehab therapy or stretch therapy. Or I have a barber shop in this one, so I didn't have any of that at the other one. Yeah.
Okay,
It was
cool.
just strictly one-on-one training.
Yeah, and with this gym, you have so many machines. I feel like you're known for having machines that nobody else in Arizona has.
Right, yeah. So the main thing is when I first opened it is I wanted to have like there's thousands of gyms everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just depending on what's going to depict you from other gyms.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to have the best equipment.
Yeah.
The cleanest gym.
You do.
And I wanted to make sure that I offered something that these other gyms they don't offer.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like in the fitness industry, and correct me if I'm wrong, but people a lot of times are signing up to like work with you. And so you only have X amount of capacity. Yeah. So is that one of the challenges in this industry is to be like, oh, sign up to come work with me. One of my trainers is going to train you. Right, you know what I mean? And so does that limit you in how many people you can take on?
It does. Cause like, you got to remember when you do like assessments, you build that rapport with that person. Right. Like for example, if you and me met, and I did your whole assessment, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to set you with Mike. Yeah, you'd be like, what?
I don't know,
who's Mike? Like, who's that guy? Right. So, and that's kind of difficult because you'll always build that rapport with that client. Yeah. And I like to train. I like to train people. Yeah. So it's like it's hard for me to like do the interview with the person, determine what they need, and then be like, okay, you're going to train with this other person.
Yeah, pass them off.
Yeah,
so.
And I don't like passing off because then it doesn't feel like genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you have more online clients then? Because obviously that can increase your capacity because you can hopefully do more of them.
Yeah, so I have online and in person, but I just recently mostly started more towards the online because my in-person slots were so full. Yeah. And I still didn't want to tell people no. Yeah. Because it's hard to tell someone that says, hey, I need help losing weight. I heard that you can help me. And then me say, sorry, I can't help. Yeah. And then I have to turn them away or they have to go somewhere else. Yeah. And then get a bad experience.
Right. And you know that you can help them and you know you can help them get to that goal. Sure. I know when I first started training with you, I think I asked you, like, what's your favorite type of client? Yeah. Who is?
I honestly like general population people. Okay. Like I like just the girl that wants to look good, feel better. I don't like training athletes.
So like lifestyle.
I do, yeah. Like my clientele now is between the ages of 12 to 75. Yeah. I think 80 is like my oldest client.
That one girl who was in the...
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Super cool. I love her. Yeah. So her name's Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's been with me actually for like 5 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. She originally came, she had like a bad knee. She had an ACL like tear. Yeah. The doctor told her she had osteoporosis in her hips.
Oh, man.
Like the sacral plate, the lumbar area. Yeah. And basically told her that you got to take this medication or your bones are going to break away. Dang. Yeah. And so she decided she didn't want to take the medication. I trained her son at the time. Yeah. And so he came and brought her with and introduced her to me. And she's been training with me ever since.
That's really cool. Yeah. I know that you do a lot of online education. Like on Instagram, you're always being like, this is a fallacy. This isn't true.
For sure.
And I know I love following you for that because it's very educational. Yeah. Do you use a lot of social media to market to get new clients, or how do you find new clients?
To be honest, I don't market.
Really?
I do not.
Word of mouth?
Word of mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, because like when I first started, I had worked at Crunch. Yeah. So I had some clients. Okay. But you got to remember, when you transfer and you leave, a lot of the people won't follow. Right. So I had probably at Crunch, when I worked there, I had about 25 clients.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, even if half follow, that's great. Okay. And so when I had opened my gym, about 8 followed. Okay. So I had about 8 clients when I started. Yeah. And then it was just really word of mouth. Yeah. Like I got those clients really good results.
People got excited and they
told their friends, they told their parents. Or most of the time, I noticed that when people came to me for referrals, it was that they didn't even mention it. They saw how they looked. Like, wow, you look like you lost a lot of weight. What are you doing? Or how can I do that? Yeah. And then they introduced them to me and it just kind of built from there.
Goes from there. So word of mouth, less marketing. When you first started, when you switched to the new gym, right? So you said 2018 and then 2 years later. So that was kind of right in COVID when you opened the second gym.
I opened the second gym in November.
Did that freak you out at all?
Of 2021. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
because that you remember when lockdown happened, all the gyms closed. Yeah. So LA Fitness, all these big box gyms, they all shut down. Yeah. And then you see the little baby gyms. You know, they were all covering the windows.
Yep, staying open.
Yeah, like putting up black paper so the cops couldn't see. Yeah. And that happened to me like a lot. Yeah. I remember when I had the smaller gym. Yeah. When COVID was like really bad and they were locking everybody down. I had probably the cops there every other day.
That's crazy.
Like telling me, hey, you need to close up. And then eventually they just stopped coming.
Oh, okay.
Like there was one nice cop that came by.
Yeah.
And I think he kind of was into fitness.
Yeah.
Because he was like, hey, it's your right to own a gym.
But what time do you close?
And then he said some stuff like, I'm not going to tell you that you can or you can't keep it open. I'm just here to tell you that there was a police report that was called that says people are coming in and out of a gym.
Yeah.
But it's your right to work out. So that's all I'm going to say. And then just drove off.
Yeah.
Like super cool. So that was nice. But when I transferred into that bigger gym, it was scary for sure. Because a lot of people, they weren't training because their jobs were so insecure.
100%. And I feel like a lot of people built at-home gyms during that time. And people started being like, well, I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out at home.
For sure, yeah.
So I think there's probably got to be a fear in everyone in the fitness industry for just a minute to be like, are they going to come back?
Well, yeah, and you'll see like a lot of these people, they bought all this equipment for like the 6 months that they used it, and then they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Or they still have it and it's never been used.
100%.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of the times when they bought that, it was a good sense of like they had good intentions.
Right.
But you got to remember your house is for your house.
Yeah.
You don't go to your bedroom to eat dinner.
Right.
You eat dinner at the kitchen table. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't watch TV in your kitchen, you watch it in your living room.
Yeah.
Right? I see that people typically associate things with living with what they do. And typically gyms at homes they don't last very long. People don't have the motivation to do it.
To keep it going. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
And I do think when you're in a different environment, like when you walk in your gym,
oh, for sure.
It's like, okay, I'm here. Like I'm going to put in the work. When you're at home, you can get easily distracted and
on your phone, things like that.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff happens. What's like the end game goal for your gym? Like, do you just want to keep on doing it forever? Do you want to?
Well, I mean, so the end game, obviously my end game is like, I want to build like just an amazing facility for people to use. Right?
Yeah.
So each time I upgrade, I try to do something better.
Okay.
So for the next goal or for the next step, I'm going to be building a building.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be a lot bigger. And I'll offer a lot more like amenities. Like I'm going to do a basketball court.
Love it.
Yeah, it'll have like baseball, netting cages, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then just really build like a good community for people to want to go to.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go to a super boring, quiet, dirty, smelly gym.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, and your gym is meticulously clean every time I go in there.
I clean it every day.
Which I love because I cannot stand when people don't put their weights back and just leave it all messy.
Sure.
It's like the worst. So I feel like everyone who's in there is also super respectful.
Yeah, you have to be.
And keeps it up, like it's just clean every time I'm in there. So that's always good. Yeah. Is there anything exciting that you're working on that you want to tell us about?
So I did open an app, which I do know about. Yeah.
Yes.
So, so I had been building this app for like a while.
Yeah.
For like 2 years.
Okay.
And the original app, I had a guy develop it, disappeared.
Oh, no.
No word. Couldn't get a hold of him.
You lose money?
I did.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So fast forward like a year.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting into work. I remember I get an email. Yeah. And you know how you get those spam emails?
Yeah.
And it was like, we build apps, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, I need an app. So I just responded back, I need an app.
Yeah.
And the guy reached back out and I was like, oh, sweet. Like, I'm hoping that this isn't like another scenario where I get the guy to do it and then I never get the app.
Right.
So fast forward like 5 months, I tell him what I want and he goes, okay, we'll get it started. Year goes by. It's still not done.
Oh, no.
So yeah, so it's been about 18 months total.
Wow.
And it just finished.
Okay.
So I just finished the app.
Is it going to be for all of your clients?
Yeah, so it'll be for online clients or in person.
Okay.
Or if you're not a member or not a client now and you want to enroll, you can.
Okay.
So you just download the app, and then basically what the app has is it has all your programs on it.
Awesome.
So your cardio programs, your food programs,
yes,
your workout programs, and then on my programs, I have my clients check in every week.
Yeah.
So they'll send me their photos. They'll tell me how their week was. How was your food?
Yes.
Did you cheat? Did you drink? Right? So then based off of that, they'll check in and then I can adjust their program.
Okay.
To make sure they're getting results, making sure they're losing weight.
Yeah.
Making sure they have things to do when they're gone at the hotels or they only have a minimal equipment.
Yeah.
I can upload something real quick that they can do so they can stay, on track.
That's cool. And probably it's a lot easier to communicate with everybody on one place than keeping it in
For
texts
sure.
and this and emails. And
Well, that was the reason why I did the app was because, think about it. you'd send me 3 photos a week,
Yeah.
front, side, and a back photo, so I can see your progress for years.
Yeah.
So I have text messages from clients from like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos.
Yeah.
My phone started to slow down. I wouldn't get messages.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get calls. So I was like, I need to figure out a way to delegate all this.
Yeah. Have it all in one place.
Exactly. So I put it on the app. And so now everything's on the app. So you don't even need to text me.
Love it.
Yeah. You can do all of it right there.
Okay.
It's
So
nice, yeah.
every time I see you, obviously your first question is, how's the food?
How's the food? So I typically do that. Yeah, it's just important.
It is important. And I just told you that I'm starting to be obsessed with Salad and Go because obviously I'm an on-the-go girly.
You are.
Okay. And so I was like, oh, I thought I was doing a good job by getting my Salad and Go's.
You should franchise Salad and Go.
Okay, but you just told me that they're actually not that healthy.
So,
what,
they're
what
really
myths do I not know about?
Well, so it's not really like that they're not healthy because if you think about it, it's a healthy approach.
Right.
It's better than McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? But when you go into like the breakdown of macro foods, a lot of the foods that are in these supply chains, they're not real food.
Okay.
It's substitutes, things like that.
Yeah.
Or like we were talking earlier about utilizing like seed oils.
Yeah.
You're going to notice most food in the industry that comes from restaurants, grocery stores, they're all high in nitrates. They're all high in seed oils. And those are what are leading to detrimental health effects for people.
Okay, so there's no secret sauce to lose weight.
There's not. I mean, the gym's probably the most fair place, though.
Yeah.
The work you put in is what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
So you don't do anything, you're not going to get much out of it.
You're not going to get much. Yeah. What's like one fitness hill that you'll just like die on that you're like, this is the truth and everybody needs to just do it?
I don't know. Well, I mean, in my opinion, I think everybody needs a coach.
Oh, okay.
I do. I think people need either a life coach, a physical coach, a mental coach.
Yeah.
I mean, in all aspects, right?
Like you shouldn't be going at life alone.
Look at all the successful people. Like look at Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Look what they all do right when they wake up. They all meditate, they all drink water, and they all exercise.
Yeah.
And exercise is the fountain of youth. It's really important.
Yeah.
It keeps the brain healthy. It keeps everything healthy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I don't think, realize how important exercise really is.
I know we've talked about meditating. Are you still
I
meditating?
meditate every day.
Okay. And are you still doing your cold plunge?
I do cold plunges. Do you? I've been trying to get her to do cold plunges, and she won't do them.
I know, because we live near each other.
Yeah.
And so, especially when it was cold out, you're like, just jump in the pool.
I was doing the pool, yeah. So, because I have like the little, I do like a little
temperature check
thermometer thing, yeah. And it's pretty big, so it goes deep into the water.
Oh, okay.
And I checked it; it was like 36.
How long do you sit in there?
So I try to do 15 minutes.
That's a long time.
A lot of people are like, do 30 seconds, start with 30 seconds, and then work your way up to a minute. And I'm like, if you're doing that, you're gonna be doing that for years. So I just sit in there as long as I can. And honestly, after probably like 4 or 5 minutes, your body's numb. You can't even feel it. Unless you move. Like if you start moving,
then you
feel the water.
Yeah. Okay. You're just numb. You just go numb.
Once you get out, that's the bad part.
Yeah.
Like once your body starts to shake, like that central nervous response to the cold.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
But you love it.
I love it, but I hate it. Yeah.
Okay.
You need to do it. You're gonna feel like she's gonna see it. She's gonna be like, "Damn!"
I told you I did the one where you like sit in the box that's like an ice cube, whatever that one's called, cryo.
Yeah,
cryo.
Those are cool. Yeah, those are sweet.
I did that, which like you are only in there for like a minute or two. It's not very long. But I have not really done cold plunges now, like other than at the spa, which doesn't really count.
Yeah, they have like a cryo out in Chandler that I went to.
Okay, maybe at your new gym.
Dude, it was cool because like they keep you in there for I think I did 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And you got to glove up.
Yeah.
Put your gloves and shoes and your hat on.
Yeah, your little earmuffs.
But it was so crazy because when I went in, they checked the temperature of your calves.
Why your calves?
The external temperature? I don't know. That's just what they did.
Okay.
And so when I went in, my external temperature of my calf was like 86 degrees.
Oh.
And when I came out, it was like 31.
What?
In 3 minutes. It like drastically dropped.
Wow.
It was crazy. And then when I got out, you get like a rush of like the blood flow.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people like.
Yes.
Is that flood of dopamine.
Yeah. For sure. Is there a fitness trend, food trend, something like that you're like, this is just such bullshit and everybody's on board with it and you just want to be like, no.
There's tons.
Okay, which one's?
My biggest pet peeve.
Yeah, tell me.
Oh, I hate it. It's people that do keto.
Keto?
I hate keto.
Okay.
keto's been around for like a while.
Yeah.
And it became like a big fad in like the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
And people like started to be like, oh yeah, keto's the best thing you can do. You can lose so much weight on keto.
Yeah.
But if you look at the molecular like physiology of what keto does,
Yeah.
you really don't lose much.
Oh.
Fat.
You're losing what?
You lose muscle, you lose nitrogen retention, you lose glycogen, and you lose water. Because keto diet, you don't eat carbs, right?
Right.
You eat less than 30. To be a true keto diet, you're less than 30 grams of carbs a day.
Right.
And most of your calories comes from proteins and fats.
Yeah.
Mostly fats you're going to see. And a lot of those fats that they get are like saturated fats.
Oh, yeah.
Which are really bad for the heart.
Yeah.
Really bad for the cholesterol.
Yeah.
So on top of eating just a ton of fats, they take away their primary fuel source, which is carbs. And then they try to justify the lethargy, the cognitive delay from the lack of sugar into like, oh, well, keto is good because I lose all this weight. But when you actually like break down the weight you lose, you don't lose much fat.
Interesting.
It's pretty low, yeah.
What's in business, in opening your business, what's been like one of the harder things? Maybe something you didn't expect, but you're like, damn, like I just didn't know I was going to have to deal with this.
Like I guess on the business aspect of things, I've always got training, so that was easy. It was the like tech savviness.
Okay.
I'm not tech savvy. Like
Yeah.
I'm not good at making ads.
Okay.
I'm not good at Photoshop.
Yep.
I'm not good at verbiage for ads
Writing
and
stuff,
campaigns
yeah.
like that. So
Okay.
one of my clients, thank goodness for him, he's super, super good at that.
Yeah.
So he does all of my ads.
Oh, that's
He
perfect.
does all of my marketing. I do the marketing, he just makes the content.
Yeah.
And then, I don't really do much marketing. I just post on social.
Yeah. But I love that. I always tell people, like, when you know your strengths,
Yeah.
it's like live in that. Like,
For sure.
don't try to wear 1,000 hats. Like, wear the hats that you're good at, because, or else the other ones are going to take you way more time and effort.
Right.
You're going to get pissed off, and then you're doing less of what you actually wanted to do in the first place.
Or what you're good at.
What you're good at.
Yeah. Because like when you go out,
Yeah.
when you do your seminars and stuff, you're the lead speaker, right?
Yeah.
And that's your foundation. Like
Right.
that's where you kill.
Yep. So it's like, I'm not going to do the check-in. I'm not going to make sure the food's ready. I'm
So
not
now
going to pass out.
imagine you have to go cater now.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not speaking. Now you got to go watch and make sure everybody's got good food, making sure their drinks are good, make sure you're not running out of food.
Yeah.
And then imagine you not being able to do what you really love.
Yeah.
That's the bad part.
Yeah, exactly.
So
No,
that's probably what it was with that is the admin aspect of it.
Okay, that's fair. That's good. And I'm glad that you're delegating and elevating.
Yeah, see, I needed to, because if not, then, I mean, if I didn't do something eventually, I think what would happen is eventually the business would have declined.
Yeah.
I have to do something to keep the name out there.
Yeah. Have you read Alex Hormozy? I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Have you read his book about building gyms?
No, what is it?
Oh, okay. He has this whole like concept theory about this is how you build gyms, basically.
Really?
Yes. Would you ever consider like teaching someone
For
how you did
sure.
what you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of when you asked me earlier about what my big goal is.
Yeah.
That's my big goal. Like overall goal is build the new gym, the big one,
Yeah.
and make it perfect.
Yeah.
And then franchise it
Okay.
so that everybody can have a gym like that.
Okay.
Because I've already done all the legwork. Like I know what programs work.
Yeah.
I know how to assign and to delegate exercises and things like that. And really, it's just build a good team, get good trainers,
Yep.
and then create a good atmosphere, and then franchise it.
Okay.
If people want to go, people are going to do it.
100%. Is there any tips or advice you would give to somebody who wants to start in the fitness industry, but maybe is scared or, doesn't know what first steps to take? Would you be like, don't do it? Or are you like, come on?
Yeah, I think, well, I guess it depends. What are they wanting to do in the fitness industry? Are they just wanting to train? Are they wanting to open their own business?
Okay, let's say somebody wants to be a trainer.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think that we don't have enough good trainers. It's very hard to, I feel like, it's the same with everything though, right?
Yeah.
I think it's hard to find good mentors. It's hard to find good life coaches.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good chiropractors.
Yeah.
So I think if you can, but I would say if you're second guessing it and it's not like 100% your passion, don't waste your time,
Okay.
because you're not going to make a lot of money at first.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when I first started training back in 2011, dude, I didn't make any money.
Yeah.
I couldn't even give my services away. I remember being at the gym. I lived in Seattle, and I remember sitting at the front desk, and every person that would walk in, I would offer, hey, do you want a free session? Hey, do you want a free session? You would be surprised how many people are like, nah, I'm good. Nope. Thanks anyways. And people would literally just say, no, stop asking me. It would get to the point where I'd ask everybody every day, the same people, hey, you sure you don't want that free session? And people would get pissed and be like, no, I don't. How many times are you going to ask me? And I couldn't give it away.
Wow.
It was so strange. And I don't know if it was where I was, like the demographic.
Yeah.
But it's not like I lived in like a super, super low income area.
Right.
I lived in Seattle. There was a lot of money in Seattle.
Yeah.
I just think that it was either one, the gym I was at sucked, or two, they didn't understand the value of it.
Right. Which actually, I was going to ask you about that. How do you build the value in that? And have you hit a point where you're like, I'm going to increase my rates because I know what I'm bringing to the table is this quality and I deserve to make this money.
Yeah. So look at the other trainers and like what they offer.
Yeah.
And a lot of the trainers, they'll do good on one thing, but on the other two things or three things, they're not good at.
Correct.
Like they don't follow up well.
Yep.
They give good food programs, but their training sucks.
Yep.
Or their training is really good. They're attentive, but they have no nutrition knowledge, no supplement knowledge.
Yeah.
Or they're not good at anything, but they have good people skills.
Yeah.
And people train with them because they're funny.
They want to hang out. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like this is my friend. Which is good. Like you need to be friends, you know, because you build that rapport with that person. But if I was just your friend and you kept gaining weight and getting fatter and fatter,
it doesn't work.
You'd probably be like, dude, like I'm paying you to get me in shape and I'm gaining weight.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't stick with it for very long.
Yeah.
You know
I feel like you are constantly learning and educating yourself and growing. And is that something that you kind of like pride yourself on and would encourage other people in the industry to do?
Well, I think, because you got to remember, just like anything, just like text, just like massage therapy, they all learn new techniques.
Yep. Same
thing with exercise. Exercise and food, you know, we have a lot of breakthroughs every week.
Yeah.
And you find foods that, like, dang, like they're using this food to fight cancer now, or they're using this food to help with inflammation.
Right.
So I think that learning those things, and it can go back to what you were saying just prior, like what makes you outstanding compared to other trainers.
Yeah. No, I really feel like that does set you apart in that because you are educating the market and basically saying, and with new topics, it's not like what you learned when you
were in school.
When you were in school,
yes,
it's like, hey, this is new, this is what's going on, or this is the trend, and this is why I'm telling you it's not legit. You know,
yeah, for sure.
So that's cool. Is there like a worst client in the world? Like, who's your ideal worst client?
Probably you. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I knew you were going to say it.
Honestly, I do. I love training everybody. But there is clients that you like. I have one. I'm not going to say their name.
Yeah.
But no matter what I do,
yeah,
I can ride their ass all day about it.
Yeah.
They don't follow the cardio.
Yeah.
They don't eat right.
Yeah.
And they come in and they just do the bare minimum.
Have you ever cut a client because you're just so frustrated by that?
I've never cut a client because they're lazy.
Oh, okay.
I've cut clients for other reasons, like not being professional.
Okay.
But if a client's lazy, that's why they're there.
Yeah.
It's because they're lazy. So it's like I had one client, it's super funny. So she originally started training with me. And when she came into me, she told me straight up, I'm not going to follow the food.
Oh, okay.
And I said, okay. So I said, well, what would you like from me then? Because that's primarily what I focus on is your nutrition.
Yeah.
She goes, I just want you to beat me up and train me. And that's it.
Okay.
And so I trained her for probably like 5 years.
Yeah.
She gained weight. But I remember asking her, and the reason I don't train her anymore is because I moved here.
Yeah.
And I asked her when I left, and I said, why do you train? Like, you don't follow anything I tell you to do. You don't do your cardio. Yeah. You don't follow the food I gave you. She goes, because if I didn't train, I would be way fatter. So it was like, she knew, like, it was her maintenance. She knew, like, hey, if I don't do something, I know I'm going to get super overweight or obese.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with, she even told me, she's like, I'm okay with the fatness I'm at now, but I don't want to get any fatter. And I was just like, got it. So it was mostly like, okay, so you're just training with me for maintenance at this point. And so I trained her. It's kind of frustrating because I'm like, dude, you have so much potential.
Okay.
You can do really well.
Yeah.
Just follow the rest of it.
Right.
And the results will follow.
Okay.
But I think, my client that I don't like training, it would be the person that just the bare minimum.
Yeah.
If they just don't do much, it's just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not making you come. I want you to want to come.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Are there any books or resources that you really like to refer to get your knowledge or to motivate you to keep going?
Yeah. Okay. So I went to school in Seattle.
Yeah.
And I was pretty fortunate for the program that I was in that there was only 2 professors that taught the program. And one of them was Lisa Murray. She was she was the exercise science professor.
Yeah.
And then I had my other professor, which was Blake Serena, and he's out of Furcrest, Washington.
Okay.
He actually owns a gym.
Cool.
He's a cardiologist. He was super smart. And so he did the physiology and the anatomy part of my degree.
Okay.
And to be honest, I think probably him. Like, that's how I know what I know, is because of him. He was so smart.
Yeah.
Like, I still talk to him every day.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, I'll call him if I have questions about clients or like we were talking about Jane just the other day, earlier. So when she first came to me, she had that issue with her osteoporosis.
Yeah.
She had the hip issues. So I called him actually. And I was like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm going to be doing these types of programming with her to help with that bone mineral density, to make her feel better, to help with this pain in her lower back.
Yeah.
What do you think? And he would give me his honest feedback, like, hey, I think it's a good idea, or hey, why don't you try this approach? And it was nice to have someone that was so like well invested in this industry.
Yeah.
You know, he's 65 years old.
Wow. So he's like a mentor to you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I would say I owe probably my career to him because
awesome.
How smart and how patient he was in my classes and all my questions. Because I was probably annoying.
Okay.
I would ask questions after question after question.
But that's good. Like, being curious, being inquisitive is going to get you that information.
Yeah, I wanted to know because like a lot of the stuff that we did was just basic stuff.
Yeah.
And I always had I want more. Like, I want to know more about that.
Yeah.
And I think he's the same type of person.
Yeah.
So when I asked those questions, he would really give like in-depth answers and explain. And I think that's really where I thrive the most.
Okay, cool.
And then he offers, like certain specific books. Like one of the books he recommended I listen to or read was like an exercise psychology book. And I think that is probably one of the most informative things that a trainer can do. Because it takes the mental aspect of it. Yeah. Not just, eat this and eat this. Right. It's why people do what they do. Like, why do you eat bad? Why do people go to food for comfort? Things like that.
The emotionality around it.
Yeah, and that's really, I think, what a big factor is, because most of the people that are overweight, look at all of them. They all have the same problem. They eat because they're sad. And then they're sad because they eat. And then it's just a cycle. Yeah. And that's what I think the problem with being overweight is they don't know where to start. And those books will teach a trainer how to address that.
Very cool.
And it'll make them better. Like, I think, like you were saying earlier, it'll make that trainer like a level higher. And understand why something than those basic trainers.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll give them like the edge, I think.
I love that. In business and in fitness, I feel like a lot of people try to rely on motivation to like keep them going every single day. So. Is there something that, you feel like is a tip that when motivation runs out and it's the day that you're just like, I don't want to do this right now? Like, is there something that you kind of use to push yourself forward and just show up and make it happen?
For me?
Yeah.
Personally, no. I don't, because it's like, think about it like this. If we only did the things that we wanted to do, we want to do shit. Yeah. I know I want to do shit. Yeah. I would stay home and just chill and play with my cats. Yeah. Right? Or you play with Stitch or whatever. Yeah. Like, I think the days that you're not motivated are the days you need to go the most. Right. And I think that when you don't have the motivation, if you stay consistent, that motivation will come back. Yeah, so consistency. I think that's probably the number one thing. Yeah. Wouldn't you say? Oh, yeah. I think especially as... Well, like, obviously fitness and business, they relate a lot in that. Sure. Is like when you own your own business, some days you're just like, I want to sit on the couch and do nothing today. But then you're like, if I don't show up, if I don't make this happen, like, people don't eat. Right. Like, and so you just get this mentality where it's like, I'm just going to keep going because I have to keep going. And you kind of make it like a non-negotiable. Right. And the days that you show up that you don't want to are the days that matter. And honestly, I think, and it's crazy because you say that, because the days that I don't want to work out, which is every day. No, I'm just teasing. Not every day. But when I don't want to lift, and I'm just tired or I train too many clients, I think those are the days that I have the best workouts.
How do you recharge yourself in those moments of burnout?
I honestly just go home.
Okay, and you're bad at recharging, Justin. I can tell.
I don't really, which is sucks. I know I need to be better at it, but I think probably meditation is the only thing that I do.
Okay, that's fair.
It's the only thing that I'm good at.
It's putting your mind back in the game.
Like if you can, have you ever tried to sit and not think about something?
I have tried, and it's
hard.
difficult.
It's very difficult to just sit in dead ass silence and not think about anything.
Yeah, my brain is like,
try it. Yeah, you sit there think about random shit you don't normally think about.
So I want to ask you this.
Okay.
Obviously, you're an entrepreneur and you work all day long.
I do.
So you have no time for dates. But do you imagine yourself, right?
Yeah.
Your perfect girl.
Yeah.
Is she working a 9 to 5 or is she also an entrepreneur? And do you care? Do you feel a type of way about it?
No, I don't.
You don't care?
No. I mean, as long as she's not lazy.
Yeah.
Like if she's working, like that's cool.
That's all you need.
But yeah, like if she's not making, she don't have to make millions of dollars.
No, not about money, but more about like her understanding that your life, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
okay,
if she's an entrepreneur herself,
for sure.
Maybe she'll be like, I get it. Like it's your business, it's your baby, you got to be there all the time.
Yeah.
If she's 9 to 5, she's like, come on,
so
quit.
That's what kind of happened.
Come hang out with me.
My relationships in the past
okay.
was they worked like a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Like the girl I was dating back when I first moved here.
Yeah.
She worked doing like high debt consolidation.
Okay.
So she worked from home, or she would go to the office and she'd work from, I think, like 8 to 4, 8 to 5. That's like a great shift.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't get off till 7, 8
Yeah. And she's like, come on, let's go to dinner.
Can you come over?
Yeah.
No, it's like 9 o'clock. I got to go to bed. I got to get up at 6. And so that definitely was like detrimental to my relationship, I think.
Yeah.
Was I was working so much.
Yeah.
And she would say, I'm not a priority, and it's not like I intentionally not made her a priority, but my business was more of a priority. Yeah. And it was hard to tell her that. And I never really was like, yeah, my business is the priority. But she knew.
She's like, we're
she
done.
She did. She was like, all you do is work and you don't have a lot of time for me. And she was right. I didn't. And so now, I don't go on dates really. Like I get up at 6:15 or 6 o'clock. I get to work at like 6:30, 6:45. Okay. And then I work from 6:45 to 7:45. Yeah. And then by the time I get home, it's 8:30, 9 o'clock. I eat, shower, and then it's like, fuck, what do I got to do? Now I go to sleep. It's fucked up because I don't even get to watch TV. I don't get to de-stress. I don't get to be like, fuck, I want to watch this TV show. Okay. Like it took me almost a month to watch 8 episodes on
which show?
On the freaking The Last of Us.
Oh, The Last of Us.
Dude, have you guys seen it? It's good.
No, gotta watch it.
It's so good.
Okay. Okay, yes. So you know what?
It's hard.
I'm going to give you some advice here if you want to take it. Okay. Okay, I think you should pick one day a week and tell all your clients, I'm no longer training on Wednesdays, whatever it is.
Dude, it's so funny you say that.
Move them to the other days and give yourself one day.
It's so funny you say that. So did you know, okay, so the United States, right?
Yeah.
We're the only
5-day work week?
Yes. How'd you know that?
Because I saw an article.
Oh, you did? Yeah, so now, so Germany, you see Germany, like the UK and all these people. Yeah. They have 4-day work weeks. Yeah. So I guess they did a survey and they showed that companies that had 4-day work weeks versus 5-day work weeks made more money. They were more productive. Their employees were more productive.
Happier, probably.
Oh, yeah. And so did you just see now the United States is imposing a 4-day work week?
I heard that
so
they were
work
going to
Monday
try.
through Thursday, yeah.
Okay, so...
And so Friday, Saturday, Sundays are off.
Yeah. So I'm going to
I know, so
you to be a European and impose it.
It's so funny because just yesterday I was talking about this with my client. She goes, so 4-day work weeks, but that doesn't really change for you. And I was like, yeah, I know, because I do 6 days a week.
I know, but it could change for you.
I know, I need to.
You should.
Maybe Saturdays. I'll take Saturdays off.
Pick whatever, but you know what I mean? Like, do a day and you just be
like, Saturdays is my lightest day.
I'm not doing clients this day, and give yourself like an actual day to rest.
I need to.
And recoup.
What days do you rest?
Never. Oh. I'm just joking.
She just tells me you need to rest. And then doesn't rest.
No, my schedule is very different because it will be like go, go, go. And then I'll have like a whole week that's like relatively chill. Nice. Yeah. And, but there are weeks that I'm just like, this is too much. Like, it's like 12 days, like I'll text you and be like, I'm gone for 12 days in a row. Like can't come to train, can't do anything. And that's tough. But I do think like it kind of flows because I don't have routine.
So what do you do when you do that? How do you
So when I go like 12 days straight, then it's like when I get back, I'll block the whole day and I'll put on the calendar like this is an R&R day and like pretty much rest and relaxation, babe.
Oh,
okay.
It's not R&R, the alcohol.
No.
Okay. See how she's like, I don't drink alcohol. And I'll see it on
with
the
my
Instagram.
espresso martinis.
I'll see it on the Instagram and I'm like, she told me she was going to follow it this week.
No, not this week. Next.
Every week. Next week.
I'm Joe's Crab Shack. We'll start tomorrow.
I'm gonna be at next week. I'll start Monday.
Free crab tomorrow.
And then Monday comes around. Next week. Monday, it's gonna be a fresh slate. I promise. Then next Monday, I promise on Wednesday I'm gonna start.
Exactly.
I get back from Texas. I'm gonna start on Wednesday. And then it never starts.
Yeah, it never starts. No, but I think that I will like block a whole day and just be like, this is my day. Nobody call me unless it's an emergency. And it does really help. You know what I mean? And
do people text you?
Yeah, but I've just trained myself, like, don't respond, honestly.
Is it hard?
Yeah. I know. Super hard.
I feel like I'm letting them down.
I do
too. I feel so guilty. Like, this person doesn't know what to eat.
Yeah.
It's on your meal plan, but I'm going to tell you that anyways.
Exactly. If it's a 2-second thing, maybe I will. But if it's like a real thing, because also I think it kind of can empower at least my staff to be like, no, I'm out today. So if there's an emergency, like, you need to figure it out. Right. And then you need to call me and tell me what you did. And hopefully it was correct. And if not, like, then I'm going to tell you like, hey, next time I would have done X, Y, Z, but great job. And thanks for handling it. And also thank you for letting me have my day to relax, you know, because when they take their vacation, like my marketing guy, Rob, he loves to go to Disney with his family. And when he goes to Disney, like, I can't stand when he comes back from a trip and it's like, everybody was calling me all week and I couldn't even enjoy it. And I'm like, that's not cool. And so I don't want them to do it to me and I'm not going to do it to them.
For sure.
So it's like, if I want him to have a great time, why shouldn't my staff respect me enough to let me have a good time? And so you don't necessarily have other people protecting you in that way because you're a solopreneur. You're doing it all on your own. Right. So you need to just, you know, protect yourself.
I know I need to do it.
And give yourself a day. Okay, you have the coolest equipment in your gym. Mm-hmm. I know everyone's obsessed with quite a few of your machines. Like literally, you're one of the only gyms who has certain machines in Arizona.
I think so. I know that I'm new. I don't know all of the gyms in Arizona, obviously, but I know the major gyms. Yeah. And I know that I have a lot of equipment that they don't have.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so if you were stranded on an island and you can only bring one piece of gym equipment, what would you bring?
It doesn't matter how big it is, right?
No.
Okay, so I would for sure. So, do you know in the corner? I think we've used it. Okay. So, everybody knows. Most people know what a Smith machine is. Right? Yeah. So it's just like a bar up and down. And it goes on like a rail, right? Yeah. So I have one of those, but it's like a 3D Smith machine. Yes. So it can go up and down, but you can also come forward and backwards. Yeah. So you can do curls on it. You can do tricep extensions. You can do squats. You can do bench press. You can do rows. You can literally everything. Yeah. Like I could destroy you in a workout with just that one machine. Yes. And it's nice because it's so user-friendly. Yeah. It is, and it's very fun to do squats on that because you're like, whoa, my balance is off. When you're used to a regular Smith machine, you're really relying on almost your weight falling back on that. And this machine, it's like, you're on your own. It's all like, stabilizer work. Yeah.
Hold this up.
Yes. Yeah. Because with normal, like, Smith machines, it's on a track. Yes. So it isolates only in one direction. Yeah. Right? So most of those times, you're going to only activate one or two different types of muscle. Yeah. Your primary muscle and then maybe a secondary. Yeah. But with that machine, it's really nice because you can do your primaries, you can do your agonists muscle groups, you can do your antagonist muscle groups, you can do everything. Mm-hmm. And then it's nice because it's really just like you can create anything. Yeah. And you can do a full body on it. Yeah. So that's probably what I would do.
Okay, love it.
Well, which one did you use?
Well, you know, I love...
She loves leg day. We're going to do leg press.
I do love leg press. That's my one.
Yeah, no, that's the one you're strong
I hate leg day. He is lying. I hate leg day.
She loves it.
I am such a back or arms or chest girl.
She loves upper body, which is so weird because most chicks
hate it.
Hate upper body.
No,
they bitch about it. I fucking hate it.
Let's do legs.
Dude, I have a girl, literally, I train her 3 days a week, every day. Can we do legs? I'm like, we just did legs like 2 days ago.
No,
I know, but let's do quads. Yeah. Let's do hamstrings.
I will purposefully wear bad shoes so Justin doesn't.
She'll wear the Yeezys, and I'm like, quit wearing these fucking shoes. Because
he's like, we're still going to do legs.
I was like, these shoes are terrible for training legs. Quit wearing them. She goes, I didn't know we were training legs. I told you we were doing legs already, like fucking last week. You knew we were training. She wears them so she doesn't.
So don't have
It's like you wearing those.
I know. Next time I'll come in.
She's
exactly.
All right, guys, leg day. But yeah, she does it on purpose. I know you do.
Yeah, I hate leg day, but I do love Leg press.
Leg press, you're good at it.
Yeah, it's super
And
fun.
you got
for
super
me.
strong legs.
Yeah, leg press
Which is strange because you hate it, but you're good, but you're strong on them.
Yeah, it's just like.
And her upper body's really weak. And
Shut up.
It's not really weak. Her legs are stronger than her upper body, but she loves training upper body more than her legs.
Yeah.
Most people like to train what they're good at.
Yeah, but you want to know it's because like if I'm starting, like I want to see, you can see that
Oh, for
incremental
sure.
difference with my upper body. Like it's like if I go 5 more pounds, I'm so proud of myself for doing that. And it's like legs, it's just like I can add more plates.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
She'll be here all night.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
It's annoying.
It makes sense. I guess everybody has a certain
leg press to me reminds me, I'm like, I always tell you, I'm lifting a car off of a baby. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, ugh, press this away.
Did you see that? There was that girl that just did it.
No, but that's what I think about when I do it. And if I have to make the exercise not feel like I'm
Exercising.
just exercising. That's why I love training with you, because we just chat about life or talk about whatever. Because then I'm distracted. You know, I love my HIIT workouts because it keeps it.
That's how it's
keeps
supposed
it going.
to be. You want to make it fun.
Okay, Justin, tell me how to get a big, fat, juicy booty.
I would say the 2 number 1 exercises
Yeah.
to build glute development.
Okay.
And a lot of people are going to say that this is not true.
Okay.
But when we did a muscle activation in school, we set these little receptors, these little sticky pads on the back of muscles.
Okay.
And we connected it to like this little device, and the device tells us what percentage of what muscle's working. Super cool, right? And a lot of people say, oh, squats are the best for glute development. But your legs, for glute development, squats don't do much. Squats only build the glute from the lower portion of that exercise.
Okay.
So glutes are what's responsible for pulling you out of the squat.
Okay.
But only for about 20, 25 degrees, and then the quad takes over.
Yeah.
So the glutes does minimal work. But the one thing that makes glutes grow is lunges. And everybody says, no, lunges are quads. But lunges actually dominate the hamstring and the glute tie-in. So you'll utilize more hamstring and glute activation with lunges.
Okay.
So like reverse lunges, walking lunges, elevated reverse lunges, those are all going to activate glute med, glute max. So, and then on top of that, the staple, which is glute bridges or hip thrusts.
Yeah, I was going to say that's everyone.
Those 2. Yeah, but you got to be careful because doing too much glute bridges, you'll build a juicy booty, you'll build a meatball butt, but when you have a huge glutes, you can cause a lot of dysfunction in the lower back.
We've talked about that.
Right, yeah, and there's a trainer, I'm not going to name any trainers, but there's a trainer in Scottsdale that was known for the glute development, and all of those girls have huge lower back issues now.
Yep.
I know, and I trained one of them. She goes, dude, I trained with him, and I told him I wanted a big butt, and my butt got big, but my back fucking hurts.
Yeah.
And now my back is not the same. My lower back constantly hurts.
Yeah.
And it's because there's so much tissue back there.
Yeah.
It actually pulls that girdle of the hip back,
Yeah.
and it causes pressure in the lumbar, and you get lower back pain. So thrusts are good, but you also gotta balance those exercises. Right?
Yeah.
With anything though.
Yes.
So glute development for sure. The hamstring, like lunges and like hip thrusts.
Okay.
For sure.
Now we know.
That's the best.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get in contact with you, train with you, come check out your gym, where do they find you?
Instagram. You can find me on Instagram.
Yeah,
It's
what's your
Premier Athletics,
handle?
PremierAthletics.az.
Okay.
Or you can just go to my website,
Yeah.
PremierAthleticsAZ.com.
Okay.
And then there's like a little thing you can like book an appointment or book an assessment. It's
Love
free.
it.
You don't have to pay for it. So
And you can do nationwide if you're willing to do online.
yeah, if you want to do online, just you can be anywhere.
Cool. Love
As
it.
long as you put in the work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Young Boss Podcast with your host, Isabel Garino. Be sure to like, share, and follow on Instagram and TikTok. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a comment below about if you have a mentor in whatever business you're in. I know Justin said that's one of his keys to success. I want to hear about you and your mentor or coach. And remember, youth is your power.